Hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and whoever you're lucky enough to be doing it to. I'm Bushka Blitz, and I'm doing it to you, with you, upon you, beside you, in the waters of love and justice in the Tier 3 Japanese Navy destroyer, otherwise known as the Wakatake, or as I like to call it, the walkie-talkie. The walkie-talkie is a phenomenally fun little boat at Tier 3. Overall, it's an improvement on just about everything from the step up from the AMIGOS, despite the fact that your surface detection range does go up just a touch from 4.83 kilometers maxed out, or as high as I've been able to get it, to 5.06 kilometers. The big plus with this boat is that obviously your torpedoes go up a hell of a lot as well. So you actually have like a 1.5 kilometer buffer. As you can see there, if you look at the top of the screen, there is a dashed line. That is my concealment. And the hard line around the edges is the range of my weapons at that point in time. When I switch to the torperedos, you can see there that there's a big gap between the actual dash and the hard line, which lets me launch torps from stealth a lot easier. You're going to see I'm not detected yet by that St. Louis, and yet I've got off a full bracket, hit him with 2 torpedoes, done 5,000 damage, caused a flood, and now we're going to go to guns because he's on fire now and he's flooding and he's in all kinds of strife. At the moment, I'm having a great fun time in boats, and one of the most fun things I've found, I'm not sure if it's going to stay the same, but I'm hoping it does, and it's one of the most fun things that I've found about boats, is the ability to run a 3-man division. You can do that on the PC version as well, but when they moved Blitz, Tanks Blitz, from PC to mobile device, or they created the game based off the PC version, they cut down the size of divisions, or platoons, as they're called in Blitz, to 2 people instead of 3, because 3 versus 7, that's nearly half the team, and it's quite strong. When you've got 3, I'm not sure if it's too strong and they're going to have to adjust for it or not, but what it sure is a lot of fun, because there's more banter. 3 humans talking rubbish at each other. There's just a lot more banter than the back and forth between 2. Anyway, so I've been having an absolute barrel of laughs. Now I've got another 3 into that Wyoming. The whole thing with the walkie-talkie having that extra bit of gap between its stealth range and its torp range, as opposed to the AMIGOS, is absolutely monstrous. And it's something that the Japanese destroyers are renowned for. They've got exceptionally good stealth and very, very long-range torps. Now, I want to do this basically, I want to talk to you about this boat, the walkie-talkie, but I also want to give you a little bit of an insight into some more destroyer tactics, much like I did with the AMIGOS video. And I want to talk about abusing islands specifically. I'm going to show you a couple of games that I've pulled excerpts from. But I mean, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. I've come around an island. This is called being a bit of an ambush predator. It's a little bit dangerous at times, but if you've got them on low enough hit points and they're facing the other direction, that's the key, because battleships, as they go up, tend to have very slow turret traverse. You can dump tremendous amounts of damage into these boats simply by coming around an island, really shortening up the distance between you and them and getting them full broadside as they come out the other side. And even more than that, you can also do the whole thing where you make them chase you around an island and use that to launch torpedoes. Now, I had Shame Equus, my good mate Shame Equus from the Grump clan, another Australian monster. He was talking to me about how it just feels like big open water and all that, and it is, but the islands are exceptionally important. Using them to your advantage will really improve your game. Anyway, back to the walkie-talkie. I'll get through that. Now, I'm teamed up with Juju and Positive Waves, and Juju had a massive YOLO on this one. He had some really good games. But he's an aggressive young man on Yannicki. And later on with Ryan Phoenix. 2 of the boys there from EU. 2 of the boys from NA, and Positive Waves, my good mate, Positive Waves, the Irish Don Juan from EU, of course. Now, the walkie-talkie is a really important boat on the stepping stone that leads you onwards and upwards to the Japanese torpedo boats that start launching serious amounts of torpedoes. You get to the Isakazi and you then get 6 torps, which is another step up again, and is is a big thing. And eventually you're going to grind all the way up to, your shimikazes, where you end up getting, 15 torps. 3x5. I wasn't sure what they'd done. I don't know how that's going to work, because I can tell you right now, the shimmer can launch an awful lot of torps in PC. And when people first starting to get to tier 10 and they see the shimmer, they're going to be very, very surprised at how many torps are coming their way. I was just checking on that. I hadn't really looked at that since I started the game. Anyway, back to the walkie-talkie. Long way to go yet. I want the Shimikaze and I want the Yamato. So let's talk more about the specific tactics of driving a Japanese boat like this. You'll see I swap to guns every once in a while. It's as you get a bigger and bigger stealth buffer between your concealment range or your surface detection range and the length you can launch your torpedoes, that's going to become less and less part of your gameplay. The reason I do it so often is that people are very aggressive in this game, which is great. It's Blitz. It should be a more aggressive game. And you're going to see I launch preemptive torpedoes here. I'm just looking at where they're probably going to be. I'm going to go and try and cap A, and I'm going to leave some torpedoes out there. So if anyone turns up in that section of the map, there's a chance that they eat a torpedo. And so you end up in situations like this where there's that Kuma, and that Kuma is actually going to get into my spotting range, and that Izakaze is going to get in the spotting range. And I've already got aircraft carriers all over me, spotting me as well. So I'm in a tough spot. You can see Ryan Phoenix there drops his smoke in the Campbelltown. Geez, we haven't even got to smoke play yet. That's going to be interesting. And I'm pushing around here through the corner. I'm already detected, and I've pushed quite aggressively here because it's just the Izakaze and the Kuma, and I've used the smoke to drive around behind it, and he's going to eat all four of those, I hope.
Target hit.
And so I've gone to guns. But you are going to find that your guns are less and less effective as you progress. And when you fire your guns, you are then unstealthed. You can see the dotted line in the minimap at the top is all the way extended out to the edges of my weapon range. And that's important because that means I have no camo right now. Now I'm detected because the planes are flying overhead. Once the planes are no longer flying overhead and they're far enough away, I will no longer be detected. But as long as I am detected, if someone's well within that stealth range and there's no chance of re-stealthing to get away from them, I'll probably just shoot anyway. And that's all there is to it. So don't think that this is going to be a gunboat style of line. I mean, the Japanese naval line is not gunboats, and you can see I'm firing 3 HE shells that are doing 133 damage each to that Kawachi, whereas my torpedoes can do like 2,000 damage or more, depending on the torpedo protection of the boat, which is a hell of a lot more important. And I'm angling away there, but I'm not completely turning. We're going to dump another bunch of torpedoes in here. The reload speed on the walkie-talkies torps is just brilliant, hey. You have a 32-second reload time, but you're launching 4 torps that go 6.5 kilometers and do 73 knots. Now that is a serious amount of firepower. Now remember how I was talking to you about the way you can go around and actually ambush beside these islands? That Izakaze's waiting for me to come around there. I'm expecting him to launch torps along there. That's what I do. And the plane was coming in as well to drop torps on me, so I turned into those, away from the Izakaze, and now I'm going to drop around that corner again. So anyone coming around that corner is going to eat torpedoes. This is something you have to get into your gameplay if you are going to be driving destroyers in very fast-paced, frenetic situations like this, because they are easy setups. And with a 30-second reload on your torps, like, you can't half tell this CV is focusing on me. With a 30-second reload on your torps, you can absolutely afford in a game this long to be dumping them as speculators. When you've got like 2-minute reloads on torps as you get at some of the higher tiers in the PC version of World of Warships Blitz, things can get very nasty. Now I'm expecting that Izakaze to turn up over here. I've dropped a heal. Healing up. Make sure you have all your consumables when you're driving as well, guys. And don't blow... very unlucky there. I was nearly right. Nearly got it 100% right. I'm not particularly worried about his guns. As I mentioned, Japanese destroyers, their guns are absolutely crap. and he's launched his torps at where I was going to be, and I've turned away and made myself very, very narrow. What I'm going to do here is drive away until I'm outside the range of this. You might be wondering where Juju is. He's hunting down the... Look at this CV in the corner. He's gone all the way there. Now, I've slowed right down. Juju on boats. There he goes. And I've actually reversed, because what I want to do is get this bloke coming around the corner. Now, unluckily, he just misses him, but only just. He comes around just a touch too slow. Still got the cap and just missed the Isakazi. But he's going to make a bit of a fatal error here. Not a bad one, but he is chasing me. Now, he's a tier above me. He's got better torps and all that kind of thing. But the walkie-talkie, nice quick boat, very thin line, and I'm kiting away. Now, it's very, very tough to torp another destroyer that is kiting away for you. I turn in, and he eats the torps, and we get the chasing torps down. Unfortunately, even though Juju did a mountain of work, and we got 4 kills here, I just saw that, we are going to run out of time to come and finish off this bloke over here, and we are going to come second. Really fun game. Really good game, actually. That was well played by both sides. It got very close. Their CV ran all the way into the corner while blowing me up and being chased by Juju. We're just going to run short of time here. Very, very tough. Now, these lower tier DDs, you won't be playing them for ages, right? You simply won't. But the Japanese ones are absolutely outstanding in their ability to be devastating torp boats. And they're some of the only boats that are going to be able to clear these battleships. The game times are only 6 minutes long, and that means that big hit point boats like the Ishizuki, the tier 4 Japanese battleship, has 30,000 hit points when you buff it up. 30,000 hit points is an awful lot of hit points. And as you're going to see here, that South Carolina sets me on fire. Well, he doesn't set me on fire. The planes set me on fire. Lots of carriers in this, and his name is Veritas. Now, I think there's a good World of Tanks Blitz player on the NA server, Juju was telling me, called Veritas. I think that might be him, I'm not certain. But he's certainly playing sensibly, because he saw me coming and immediately started backing into cover, and he was defending the cap, which straight away makes me think that he has some kind of a clue, and it's really, really important that we kill this bloke. It just so happens that in this game, I'm teamed up with my good mate Positive Waves, and Juju is all the way over on the other side of the map. Positive Waves just took out his platoon mate, WWW, and Juju is in the Wakatake, somewhere in the middle. This South Carolina, what I'm going to do here is try and get him to chase me into the island. And then while he pushes around on the island, I will be able to basically torp him as he walks into the firing line. He's not a dud, though. He absolutely punishes me for this. I'm expecting I might be able to sneak away, get a couple in, we get 2 in, see if he'll chase me, and I angle, and yep, he certainly saw me coming and got me good and proper. So there we go, we wait, we repair the fire, just waiting for the torps to pop through, and I'm now driving straight back towards him. Now this may seem a little bit unnatural. That's a massive battleship with lots and lots of hit points, and I'm driving in towards him. But it's really important to remember that as long as I keep the island between me and the South Carolina, he can't hit me. Now, he's got me with 1 salvo so far. He's going to get me with a couple more, and he takes me down very, very low. We're lucky not to catch on fire. We've only got 1,000 hit points left now. But he's going to come around that corner again, and we're going to dump another buttload of torps. We're down at the moment by 20 hit points. Positive still hankering around over the back there. I think Juju is on his way to get into me. The South Carolina is flooding, and he just eats a whole heap of torps and everything from our carrier there. He's still pushing around this cap. Now, the reason he's pushing around might not be apparent, but you can see there is an Ishizuki in the cap with me. While we are in this cap, he can't get it. Like, he simply can't get it. Now, I know he's coming around that corner. As soon as my torps are ready again, I'm going to drop him straight across that bow. There we go. And he is there. There he goes. So while I'm not dead, the South Carolina can't get this cap, and he certainly can't control the game. There we go. We get rid of him. We've got 7 seconds left. Juju is right there. I've got 1,200 hit points. We've just taken out Veritas, who did a good job. Did exactly what he needed to do. He was trying to chase me out of that cap, trying to get the kill. But if you're in a DD and you've got all that mobility and you know that they need to move you out and they've got to come to you, then you can abuse the islands and everything like that to do great stuff. Now, Positive doing a really good job there. Did a little bit more damage than me, as he pointed out afterwards. And I think after this, we jumped in with Juju on boats and had a run. You can see the tier 4s are starting to pop. There's a lot of people with a lot of really good ships out there at the moment, which is a worry. I'm falling behind making videos about walkie-talkies and Yumikazes and Ishizukis and everything else. Anyway, we'll have a little bit more fun here because I feel like talking. There's a bunch of DDs in this game. 3 of them, in fact. 2 of them are there on my right. That's the Samson. Both the Samsons there. And there's another one loitering around somewhere on my left. There he is. Just there. So I've gone to guns because why the hell not? Everyone is within my range. I am absolutely spotted. And we dump a heap of torps. Now there's 2 DDs here. You're going to see me do something a little bit sneaky here. That Samson's going around the corner. So I'm going to back it up. Now, the reason I'm doing this is really simple. He's gone around the corner. While he is around there, I can't be hit. That Samson there has his hands full with our cruiser. I'm able to go to guns on him and load up my torps. I can see the other Samsons coming around that corner. I dump all my torps on this bloke, and then I'm going to push in and turn away from the second Samson. And we get the kill there. And we've only got 20 seconds left on the torp reload, but he has not had any shots on us yet at all. There you go. He's firing AP. We turn away. Not hard. And we're basically turning away until our torps are reloaded. We've got 7 seconds on the reload. Just angling, angling, angling. As soon as the torps are up again, we'll turn back to the right and launch off some very nice torperedos. There we go. Duck them off. Go back to guns. Why not? We give him a little bit of angle, so he thinks he's going to get some love. He turns back in, and he's going to eat a whole lot of torpedoes. Ta-ta. Very unlucky there for that young man, and we push back around and head back to the north with 3 kills on the board. Very, very handy. There's still 2 left. There's a cruiser who's coming up on the right and a battleship. Positive Waves is looking for the Tenryu. And again, we're going to use the island. I am unspotted. The island is between me and the Tenryu. He absolutely can't see me. I'm going to dump torpedoes directly where he'd be and secure the kill for Positive Waves, who's obviously going to struggle against the Tenryu. He's probably licking his chops. There we go. He's finally seen me. And I'm using Positive Waves to spot and then actually putting all the torps in, and we dump 4 torps in and all of them hit the Tenryu. That's our 4th kill. We're not going to get to the other guy at the end before Juju finishes him off, so we'll just cut there and I'll show you a little bit of a giggle from the end of the run. Oh, before I do, this is me trying to get my cat cracking. And Juju, look at that South Carolina. If I get the kill here and secure the kill, that's McCracken. Juju, you grub, stop it! Oh my God, you absolute selfish mongrel. No. I was in Discord with him and I didn't even try and stop him from taking the kill. That's how much I care about Krakens. Kraken Unleashed is when you get 5 kills in the one game. Double Strike is when you get 2 kills within, I think it's 10 seconds. And I think it's Iron Fortress is when you get 3 kills or more and survive the game. We got 4 there. Juju doing every bit the deserved 2 kills as well. And Positive holding the line on the right-hand side in the big battleship Ishizuki, Kawachi, sorry. And this is later in the game. Now, I was at the top here in the cap, and I said to Juju, mate, just stay in the cap and it's a win. And I think his exact words was something along the line of, my deep purple tendencies demand that I raise my damage. So he went off and started fighting down the back. The only problem is we're only up by 20 odd points, and he is nuts deep versus a cruiser and a battleship while we tick away with the points. All he's got to do is live. Now, if you were on the Discord channel right now, you would be hearing me screaming, and Positive Waves was laughing his nuts off, and Ryan Phoenix was having a go, and Juju was just crying, trying to stay alive. Come on, mate. 6, 5, just stay alive. Stay alive, mate. You can do it. Yes, we got this. Oh, no. Oh. As the clock counts down, Juju goes down. We lose the points and get nutted by a measly 25 after running the table the whole game. That's boats on Bushka Blitz. That's life. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed that little look at the walkie-talkie and a little look at boats tactics. Until next time, stay safe on the battlefield.